Hello guys, welcome back to the video, a place where football is sweet than your ex-girlfriend's DMs. So guys, let's talk about Alexander Isak. Alexander Isak has refused to go back to training. He only wants Liverpool. He's only said that he wants Liverpool as his only top priority right now. He's not considering any other teams apart from Liverpool. He wants to make his his move to Liverpool. He knows that Liverpool are willing to pay a very good amount of money, even a British record, for just to get him. So he's willing and doing everything possible, training alone, just to frustrate Newcastle to sell him. But Newcastle are saying that they are very, they know this kind of games, and they're not going to sell him unless they get a very good striker, Benjamin Sesko. If they do not get Benjamin Sesko, they're not going to sell him. He can do whatever he wants, but they're not going to sell him. But for me, I think Alexander Isak is not being fair to Newcastle, because Newcastle gave him the limelight. They brought him from Real Sociedad. They gave him everything, the facilities. The fans loved him. They used to sing his song, his name. They brought out tifos during games. The great Alexander Isak, they honored him. And instead of Alexander Isak being patient, coming down, he has decided to disrupt everything, even abandoning going to training. So he's not being fair to Newcastle, and Newcastle have treated him the best way possible, the way they could afford to to treat him. So Alexander is not being fair to Newcastle, and players nowadays, when they when they hear that big teams want them, they start going crazy. So that's it, Alexander Isak. Let's wait in the coming days and see if something is going to materialize. And also Benjamin Sesko, although he's linked with Newcastle, Manchester United are also entered into serious talks, to sign Benjamin Sesko. And I can see that Manchester United fans are already fuming at Alejandro Garnacho. Why is this guy still here? Because during this preseason, we've not seen him even play a single minute for Manchester United. Although Ruben Amorim said he is willing to integrate and take back, those players that he thinks do not fit to play for him. He said it's about mentality. He's willing to take back them and train with them. So he's not featured yet because he is on the transfer market. Elsewhere, we can see that Jadon Sancho, the transfer fees for Jadon Sancho has been lowered significantly, because there are not teams that are willing to pay. It's not that expensive, but teams are not willing to pay that amount of money. It's not the transfer fees that is hindering teams to to buy Jadon Sancho, but it's because of the wages. The wages are very high. He earns over 200 or 250 or something. And if you see the teams right now, the Premier League teams can only afford to pay him, but other teams elsewhere, from Serie A, Bundesliga, they don't have that amount of money to pay for his wages. So, and even in the Premier League, some teams are not going to allow themselves to pay, that huge amount of wages to him. So, still yet, he doesn't have a team yet, but The transfer fee has been reduced significantly to 17 million euros. What a flop. So guys, if you've not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do so. I'll be so happy if we reach 100 subscribers. That is progress. So this month the Premier League is back like it never left before, and it's gonna be hot. It's gonna be hot. So let's wait and see. The first game against Manchester United against Arsenal. That's the game that the eyewitnesses, the haters, everybody is looking at that game. So, but Manchester United are looking very, very good. They played yesterday. They won 4-1. Very, very good team. I think Ruben Amorim is doing something nice because Matthias Cunha and Brandon Mbeumo did not play yesterday, but they won. Elsewhere, Xavi Simons. So Xavi Simons is next because there was a confirmed here we go for Jorrel Hato to Chelsea. Now it's Xavi Simons who is next. The agreement was in place. The deal was close. So let's wait and see in the coming days if there's something significant that is going to materialize. Either, Chelsea, pay the fee and get a here we go. Maybe during the weekend or in the next 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, you never know. There can be a here we go very, very soon. So signing Xavi Simons and Jorrel Hato doesn't mean that Chelsea will not go in for Alejandro Garnacho, because they value Alejandro Garnacho at £30 million and they are willing to pay that amount of money to get him. So if Chelsea gets Alejandro Garnacho, Jorrel Hato, and Xavi Simons, for me personally, I think Chelsea should, start making sales and forget about, buying players at the moment. Unless they are going for Alexander Isak, then I'll say, go ahead. I'll give my own green light, but, at the moment, let's get the two players, Xavi and Garnacho, then start making sales. We need to shift a lot of players, the likes of Badiashile, Disasi, Christopher Nkunku, and Raheem Sterling, even Kenan Drewsbury Hall. But Drewsbury Hall has, played a very, very big role for Chelsea during the cup games, and he's been very, very patient. And I like those kind of players who, they don't play regularly. The small amount of time they get to play, they play very well, and they do not complain. They do not ask for transfers. They do not hand in transfer requests. Very, very good player. But at the moment, we have so many players and we need money, so we can shift them. Hey, brother, we need to shift them. Yeah, like, the Mandem stock. Hey, brother, we need to shift them. So, that's the news that are coming out. Also, Marco Cucurella needs to, sign a new contract. There have been, negotiations. Chelsea want to offer him a new contract because his team is deemed as a valuable player, a valuable asset for Chelsea. Very, very good player, not injury prone, and he has improved a lot. He's also a club World Cup winner, so Chelsea need to tie him down very, very quickly. And the players need to return back to, pre-season training, because I can see a lot of things happening in the social media, these players doing this kind of stuff, surfing, swimming, diving, those kind of things. We don't want to see them at the moment, because the Premier League now is back. In less than 2 weeks, we are going to, be playing the Premier League is back, so the boys need to come back and start training. The likes of Esteva William needs to come back and start training. Gittens, I think, has landed back to London and also started individual training. We've not heard so much about Chelsea starting to train, although the players are doing their own things. So they need to come back, start training immediately, because teams right now are cooking. They are gaining momentum, the fitness, starting to feel the game ready for next season. But Chelsea are very, very relaxed, So next season, my expectations are, to compete for the Premier League and win the Premier League. That's according to me. We need to win the Premier League, win the FA Cup, win the Carabao. If we do not win the Premier League, win the FA, win the Carabao, and win the Champions League. If we get to win the Champions League, bruh, that will be three times champions of Europe. My God, I can't wait to see that. When that day comes, brother, we'll shut down the whole world. The world will stand on us still. So guys, thank you so much for watching my content. Thank you so much for watching my videos. Please make sure you subscribe and watch to the end. Watch to the end, please. Watch to the end. See you in the next video. Bye.